Well, Shikai, there is a challenge afoot, my friend. Our Instagram has been getting hit pretty hard. Some people are doing some shit talking about riders. Some people are telling me how awesome I am. One crazy person even told me how that you were doing a good job. But the biggest thing going on is new riders on new islands joining in and wanting more information. It's Thanksgiving over here, so I'm going to tell you our recording could be pretty shit today. I know you're jet lagged, so there's all sorts of problems, and we're not very professional anyway. Um, but might be shorter than normal. Maybe we talk a lot of crap and it could be longer than normal. I don't know what's going to happen. But hello and welcome to Island Talk. I'm Justin Maley, and always I'm joined by Shakai Easton in sunny Bermuda. As always, is the tradition. How's the weather, mate?
The weather today was it was amazing. Coming home, I've been in New Jersey for a few days, so I am jet lagged. I'm a little bit tired, but getting back to Bermuda, this tropical weather is always amazing and heartwarming. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah, well, to the people that celebrate Thanksgiving, the day when the Americans took the Indians' land and all that sort of stuff. So, thanks for that, I assume.
You said it, not me.
Anyway, what can you tell us about Coney Island? I put some stuff up on Instagram, but you're the man with the news, the feet on the ground. What happened?
Okay. So Coney Island, we have the dates. They were kind of rushed because someone found out the dates and posted them. So we had to prematurely put a poster out and get it going. So it didn't look unprofessional. We wish we had a little bit more time, but government red tape. Anyway, Coney Island dates: December 28th, January 4th. The track is gonna be at least 50% different. We have a
Now, when
lot.
you say different, what do you mean? What do you mean different? What's different about it?
It's gonna be changes, different parts, riding on different parts of the island. Places where spectators were standing last time, we're moving the track in just a different direction to try to make the lap times a little longer. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. We're actually going to race both ways. So the first day we're going to race clockwise. The second day we're going to race counterclockwise. And both days of racing, the track's going to be different. Not just switching directions and jumps. It's going to be different, a different course. So for those people that think that just want to race the one day, you're gonna miss out on a lot because the track is very very interesting. The design that Jai's come up with was sat down and thought about it, and yeah, it's gonna be special again.
Wow, that sounds exciting. I saw on the post there's going to be some VIP tickets. What's a VIP ticket get in Bermuda? A free swizzle?
Actually, is no alcohol held at this event. But keeping it kid friendly. But no, so the VIP tickets give you access to the entire island. Like, and last year, if you go online and you look at the event, you see the Sandy Hill. So the VIP ticket gives you access to Sandy Hill and just the whole island. If you stay in general admission, I mean, you're kind of stuck in just one area, but that's just how it has to be.
And that's a good thing. I'm sure that Jai or yourself is going to pinch a VIP ticket for me so that I can come over and look like I'm important.
Yeah, I thought you was racing, then.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit more training to get this fat body in shape to do any kind of a lap. I think I've got like maybe if it's a short lap at Coney Island, I might have a lap in me, but after that, it's pull over and catch some breath.
Yeah. Also, with the track changes, there's been a challenge. So Melanie Monroe has. We were talking this week. She asked me, "Am I riding?" I told her if I find a bike. So she was like, "Well, if I find a bike, I'm racing too." And she was like, "Find me a girl to race against." Because last year, I know her and Tina had a good race last year, but she challenged Tina again this year to a race, and they both told me put it out there to get some more females out. So hopefully we can get Nyla out there and race 50 other women. And if any other women are listening, Mao and Tina has put out a challenge. Mao sounded pretty confident. She said she's gonna spank everyone. So let's go. These women in Bermuda, they want to race.
All right, that sounds good. If Mel is up to race next year, we are going to bring over Larissa Poppenmeyer or Lot Van Drunen. We're going to bring someone over to see how it goes, and they'll be wanting to ride a men's class and a women's class just to see how it goes. So keep them going, keep them pushing. Make sure that they show up next year as well.
I sure will.
All right. Well, you can follow our Instagram. Again, we'll get to that at the end, but you can follow our Instagram and get updates on Coney Island and all the goings on over there. We have posted about it, so hopefully if you're looking for any information, and we are, looking for, things are a little bit late this year, but for next year, we want to help some international riders get there. So you can get a hold of Shakai and myself via Instagram or however you want to. Well, when I say however you want to, that's going to be pretty hard. Just get a hold of us on Instagram and see how it goes. We are in the midst of building a website, and hopefully this will be the last time I actually podcast from my shed in the backyard, because we got some movement on a producer that's wanting to help us out a little bit and make us not sound so shit. So maybe that'll get better. But, well, let's move on to the Mini O's. What have you heard from the Mini O's, Shakai?
Mini O's. Because I was in New Jersey, I didn't hear much, but I'm pretty sure you have that covered.
Well, yeah, so we can run down some results if you haven't got much that you've heard. So we'll run down the results. They've only just finished Supercross, and I think today was the first day of actual motocross. So Aaron Cannonier, so you can follow him on Instagram. I think he just goes under AC2, but you can see him on Instagram. We've stolen some of his pictures to use. But in Supercross, he got 25th in the 30-plus main, and he got 27th in the 35-plus main, so looks like either he had a problem in 35 plus or the older guys are faster. And then in motocross, he's only had the one result, so he's been in Moto 1 and he got 32nd in 35 plus. I don't have any news other than where he came, so I can't say that that's as fast as he can go, or he had a problem, or he fell off, or he's riding a Kawasaki and it's crap. I can't tell you what's going on. So his son, Akayo, he got 22nd in Mini E, but that's all I have for him right now. There was nothing for Supercross. Do you know anything about any of that, Shakai?
Like I said, I haven't been in contact with Aaron at all. I was supposed to. When I did call him, it was no answer. As you know, Mini is trying to talk to people. Sometimes it's service, sometimes it's not. I didn't hear anything about any of them, to be honest.
Okay, so the only other thing that I have is Jazuri Eason Thompson. I believe that's your cousin, Shakai. In the Supercross, he went 25th in College Boy. In motocross, they're still doing the Moto 1, so they've only done, the first motos, and he got 19th in the 450B, 22nd in 250B, and 30th in College Boy. I don't have any other information. Again, I didn't watch any of the racing. I didn't see what was going on, but that's about where he's running. And then I am going to talk about good old Lot Van Drunen, because she is a friend of the podcast, and she's been doing a lot over there. She is the number one girl in the world, and I was been in contact with them many times. Her mum, I know her mum. So Supercross, in the women's class, she spanked everyone. She was about 4 to 5 seconds faster than the fastest women from the US that are over there. She went 26th in 450B and 35th in schoolboy for the Supercross, which is good because she's only ever ridden Supercross once before, which was last year at the Mini O's. And in motocross, she did 25th in Moto 1 of 250B. Schoolboy, she got 15th. And again, in the women's class, I didn't see how much she won by, but she got first again. So I don't actually think she's lost a moto at Mini O's last year or this year.
Oh well, where's she from?
She is from the Netherlands, and I think she's two-time world champion right now. I think she won last year and this year. So she is maybe turned 17 now
Oh well,
and kind
yeah,
of leading the way in women's motocross. So yeah, she's pretty exciting to watch if I'm honest. And she has a full factory Yamaha ride. She's sponsored by Lando Norris, the Formula One driver's sim racing setup that he has. I think it's called Quadrant or something like that. So yeah, she's coming along quite well and doing a lot for women motocross.
well that's amazing. Maybe we need to get her in Bermuda, huh?
That's
What's
what
next
I'm
on the
talking about.
hopper?
That's what I'm thinking next year. We talk to Larissa and Lot. Maybe we can have a head to head with them and the Bermudians.
Yeah, a lot of put some licks on the boys, cause
There we.
from the sounds of it, shit's going good.
Yeah. I'm sure that's going to be a bit of a turn up to see the track at Coney Island. A little bit different to world class motocross track, but you deal with what you presented on the day, right?
Yeah, this is just Coney Island is actually old school motocross, like just scrambling. It's I raced last year and I had a blast. It's fun. It's I mean motocross isn't safe, but it's the safest form of racing you can get. It's just old school scrambling. Like yeah,
I think that's one of the big attractions to Coney Island is it's so old school. I've been going through some pictures and I've been getting some sense of stuff on Instagram and it just the old school is there's a picture of someone on a really old Yamaha and jumping past some guy on a Mako, which just looks amazing. Um, I grew up in the outback of Western Australia, and we used to have a round of our local races was at a track called the Shit Farm, and it was quite literally next to a sewerage plant. And I remember he used to go down the main straight, and at the end of the main straight was like a little stream, and then it kind of went down into a stream, and then it came up and went around the first corner, and then you crossed the stream again, and the stream was like actual shit. It was sewage running across there. So everyone would race down to get to the stream, and then everyone would jump on their brakes and let everyone go through one by one. Otherwise, you got covered in shit.
that's a shitty situation.
It was, and yeah, we'll have a different conversation about the shit farm, but I don't think you're allowed to race there anymore.
Okay, I don't wonder why.
Falkland Islands. So round 3 is coming up. I think it's this weekend. I did post it on our Instagram. This weekend at the Clay Ponds. Registration is at 9 a.m. if you're over there or you're down there, and practice starts at 9:30. I did have someone reach out to me and said Reagan Newman, when we were looking for the women's class results last week, Reagan Newman is the only female racer currently racing in the Falklands, and she's currently 4th in the clubman class. So maybe Reagan Newman can come to Coney Island 2026, sponsored by the podcast, me and Yushikai, and she can race at Coney Island. You know what? I'm going to go one better, Shikai.
What's that?
We're sponsoring Reagan Newman to be at Coney Island 2026 next year. We're going to find her a bike. We're going to get her from the Falklands. She's going to come and show us how the Falklands ride in Bermuda.
All right, that sounds like a deal to me.
All right.
Matt and Tina, if you're listening, we got you a race. So I hope you're ready.
Somehow we're doing this. Somehow we're going to make it happen. We got to work out
Yeah,
how expensive a flight from the Falklands to Bermuda is.
that's what we do for the love of motocross. Let's make it happen.
All right. I'm down. Let's work it out. So one thing that I did get is, and this is kind of amazing to me, that the food will be available. And I'm not going to lie, the food menu looks pretty damn good. So there's homemade burgers, chicken and bacon plo, which I guess is like a pilaf, and then there's hot dogs, drinks and snacks, all available at the Clay Ponds this weekend. I think it's November 30th. So be there or be square.
That sounds pretty delicious. I think we need to book a ticket, huh?
We either need to book a ticket and be there to get that, or we need to fly them up to Bermuda and we can have them at the island and get some chicken and rice and all that sort of good stuff.
And fish sandwiches. We do fish sandwiches, codfish and potatoes, fish sandwiches. Yeah.
You, you know what? We can set up a bake-off, Bermuda bake-off, and we'll have them come up from the Falklands, and you guys can do fish sandwiches. Maybe me and you get to eat for free, and we'll try it out, and we'll come up with a winner.
Yeah, I think we could be the judge.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so we're going to rush through this stuff pretty quick because it's just Thanksgiving, and I just ate a big turkey and all that sort of stuff, and Shikai's tired, so we're just going to go through pretty quick. Karting in Bermuda. So Sketchy, Scott Barnes, he let me down. He went racing in Las Vegas. I reached out to him for results, but I didn't get anything back. I was hoping that he'd give me a whole story and we could talk about Sketchy and how he did in Vegas and what he's up to now. But I haven't heard anything back. So if anyone in Bermuda, or for that fact, anyone on an island all over the world has karting news, please get it to us. Drop it into our DMs, send us a message, do whatever you need to do. When we load this up on YouTube, you can put stuff on YouTube and say, hey, here's my comment, and we'll get in touch with you. We want the news. We want to know what's going on with you guys. But Sketchy, you let me down.
Yeah, I would I can actually find him tomorrow. He'd be selling fish up or at least his dad will be selling fish up top of Trimmingham Hill. So I'll find out what happened. So next week we will definitely have some news on how Scott done, and even go-karts period in Bermuda, because we haven't touched on any go-karts yet, have we?
No, you know what? We follow them on Instagram, but I don't know what their season is like, and I know they have a pretty good race down there at Dockyards every year, so I know that's a pretty big event.
No, they actually they haven't raced Dockyard. They've been racing in Hamilton around Court Street. I think maybe year before last. I can't remember last year. Yeah, I think it was year before last. They raced back on Court Street. It was a good race, good turnout. Um, but yeah, we will get more information on go karts. And you know what I saw online the other day? They raced lawnmowers somewhere in the UK on a little island. Have
Yep.
you ever seen that?
I just watched it this morning. Yeah, I was just thinking exactly the same thing. Me and you are in it together. Either we got to go to a lawnmower race, or we got to find a lawnmower race, or we got to set up a lawnmower race. But I did see that.
Yeah, so if anyone's listening again and you have anything interesting that you race, any motorsport, whether it be go-karts, motocross, boats, lawnmowers, you could be some mixers. Just send us some information. Send me information. We'll get it out there for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm down with you. Whatever they're racing, let us know. Um, well, so since Sketchy kind of let us down and didn't send us any information, let's go over to Malta and Gozo. They just had me and Shikai had a little bit of a discussion this morning on where Malta and Gozo is, and we kind of decided that it's southish of Italy. So Malta and Gozo had round two on the 12th of November, I believe it was, and I don't have a lot of information. I did get some results from, I think, their Facebook page, so I'll just run through the results. Don't know many of these people. I have heard from some of their people that have reached out via via Instagram. That was some turkey trying to come back up. So
Yeah, too much turkey.
too much turkey. So my bad. And I'm busting to go to the restroom, so we're going to get through this pretty quickly. Now, the A class was won by Steve Zoreb. I'm going to do these best as I can. Steve Zoreb won the A class. B class was Adam Sultana. C class was Jurgen Attard. 85s was Tristan Tuma and Craig Piscopo were first and second. 65s was Joseph Jacob Attard and Zane Sini. And then 50s was Liam Karuna, Braden Mifsud and Thomas Zammit. Apparently they had an event last week, but I have no information on it. Looks like it was super fun, but there was no pictures, there was no updates or anything like that. So I'm hoping someone will reach out and let me know what went on with that, and even call me a complete ass for the way that I just butchered everyone's name and tell me how to pronounce them correctly, unless you know how to do it, Shikai.
Oh no, I'm worse than you, bud. Don't worry. You're doing great. Keep up the good work.
That's why I'm doing all the reading, because Shikai can't read, so I'm doing it all.
Yeah, I read Braille.
Anyway, that's all I have from Malta and Gozo. But from my understanding, one of the islands kind of races during the summer and the other one races during the winter, but someone's going to reach out and tell me what's going on with that. There is word, again, Shikai and I have spoken about it before, about the beach race and possibilities and all that sort of stuff. There is word that someone is working on a beach race. It is not Bermuda, but one of the other islands that we deal with. They found a place for it. They're working on logistics. They're working on some stuff. I have reached out to my contacts at Red Bull, and they're interested in doing something. So it could be an island challenge for some kind of beach race, Shikai.
So technically, there might be two because you can't cancel out Bermuda's beach race as of yet, and I'll leave it
Oh,
there.
Okay. Well, that would be amazing. Um, Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's work together. Let's pull together, and all our island friends and everyone out there. Let's work something out and have a beach race. I will be putting some information up on our Instagram. So as we start this ball rolling, let's just make it happen. Let's make motorsports fun again.
So also, I just heard I had a brain fart. Did you know that Saint Martin raced motocross?
I did.
Okay, okay. Yeah, my friend, I met a guy 2008, 2009 at many years. They call him Frenchie, Greg Palmer. Um, and he told me about it, and I did some homework on it, and they have some pretty decent riders as well.
Nice, nice. Well, we need to get in touch with Frenchie and see what we can make happen. Um, I don't want to be talking out of turn here right now, but there is a fairly big movement going on. This is for the listeners. Shikai knows all about this. Shikai and I have been organising this for quite some time, but the Motocross the Island Nations is in full swing and is planned for late 2026. A number of clubs have started to get organised and see what's going on and see how they can be a part of it. It's going to be an inter-island, sovereign island nation challenge that's going to happen. We almost have a track nailed down, but right now we can't say too much because there's lawyers involved, there's planning to do, there's non-disclosure agreements that are out there. There's all sorts of talk happening, but stay tuned to the podcast because something is going to happen. It will be end of next year. Where it happens, that hasn't been nailed down yet. I think there's 4 countries in the running to make sure that we have this happen. But I even got sent, I didn't tell you, Shikai, I even got sent some islands designed their own riding gear to represent their island. They sent it over to me. I'll send you some pictures. I'll ask them if it's okay to put on Instagram. But there's teams out there, clubs that are already designing their gear to show up and represent their island.
Well, I think already, and this is, I'm guessing the Bermudian in me. We'll show them up anyway because we're gonna have on our blazers with shorts and knee-high socks, and we're gonna do it up. That's how we're racing.
All right. So you're going like full Jamaica bobsled, and if you bobsled Jamaican and you are Jamaican and all that, whatever that saying is from Cool Runnings, but if you are Bermudian and you walk Bermudian and talk Bermudian, you damn sure better race Bermudian.
Yeah, well, that's how we're doing it. We're coming out. We're coming out swinging. So, all the other islands, I hope you're ready because we're bringing our best.
All right, then I'm expecting to see some fluorescent pink and some neon blue blazers and shorts and all that sort of stuff. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Team Bermuda, we'll be ready.
There we go. Now, I did put out on Instagram, and it's pretty shit of me. I got bad planning. I just have an idea and go, hey, this is an idea. So I put it out this morning, but we asked for a feature rider and got a bunch of responses. But the one that I liked the most was a guy named Tyler Hobman from the Falklands. He is on our Instagram. Go look us up, island.talk, TORQUE on Instagram. Give us a follow. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us we suck. I don't care. Just interact with us. But Tyler gave me a little bit of information. Tyler was born and raised in the Falkland Islands and says he learned to ride a motorbike before he could even behave. He said his dad owned a farm. He was naturally thrown onto a PW, the toughest machine on earth, as scientifically proven to be the best Christmas present for any kid, or I'm going to say girl or boy. If you're out there, you're looking for a bike to give them this Christmas or the best Christmas present on the planet, go find yourself a PW50. He says life down there is pretty slow on the Falkland Islands. He says, there's not much to do, but he does mainly trail riding, or what he told me he calls it down there, or what it's called down in the Falklands is shit tracking. So I think me and you need to get on a plane and we need to go shit tracking in the Falklands.
I think this podcast has been nothing but shit talk tonight.
You know what? We're just gonna call ourselves shit tracking podcast. So we'll just do some shit tracking here. But he rides in the Falklands. But one thing he did tell me that the person to keep an eye on down there is a young kid named Leslie Dixon. I guess we covered him or went over a result from him last week. He's 16 years old and kind of the fastest in his group, but that's the person we need to look out for on the Falklands right now is Leslie Dixon. I know that they've got some, a bunch of riders down there and, their club looks pretty good. He said he didn't really know, but from what he understands, there's no real leader of a club down there. It's just a bunch of people that have got together and want to organise motocross races. So to me, that sounds like the exact people we want to be involved in, people that just love motocross and want to have a race.
Yeah, that's all one common interest. We call that passion, right? Let's get racing.
Maybe we can do a island... I don't know, what is it called? Island 4-day enduro or something, and we set it up to be on the Falklands, and they can set up some shit tracks, and we have a bunch of people go down and do an enduro event down there for 4 days. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would definitely be. To do some shit tracking would be. It sounds like a lot of fun. I've done some trail riding in Canada up at Motor Park, and it was a lot of fun. So do some shit tracking would be amazing.
I think I've ridden exactly the same trails at Moto Park that you have.
You probably took me through trails, Justin.
I was just thinking. I think I did show you them. I think I did show you to them because there was a trail that I had that kind of went out the back of Moto Park, and then there was a gap. Do you remember the rock wall that was out there that was built like, I don't know, 10,000 years ago or whenever they built rock walls with all the Amish people and stuff up there, and then you went through a gap and then you rode through a bunch of trails and you came out at the end of the street and then you rode back along the road to get back in the front gate at Moto Park. Is that the one?
Yep, and then it had the steep hill that you used to make all the kids ride up, whether they can get up it or not.
Yep. Fun times in Canada.
Same.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest, this has been a short one and we just had a bunch of information that we threw together at the last minute. Shakai, you got anything else for us?
Other than Coney Island is gonna be great. Make sure you're there. Oh yes, I do. Sorry, I'm a little tired, but they got. I've had word on the street that there's a lot of new old riders coming out for the race. So yeah, be there or be square. So you're gonna see a lot of old faces on new bikes. If that makes any.
that does make sense, and that's actually pretty interesting. I got told stories of riders back there in the old days that showed up at Coney Island to race in flip flops and pair of shoes and all that sort of stuff. So them old cats coming out of the woodwork to get on new bike and go racing again looks pretty amazing. And some of the videos, I'm going to have to put some videos on Instagram that you've sent me, if that's okay with you, Shakai, because some of them look pretty good.
Yeah, you can send them over. And so to touch on what Justin said, we didn't race in flip flop, but we did show up in construction boots and jean long denim pants with a helmet, and we went racing. If you didn't have boots, that's what you done as a kid. That's how you raced back in the day.
And that's all good as long as you can get racing.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
unless you got something else, Shakai, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. We can
Okay, you
say
need to.
goodnight to the world. We are great. And I'd like to thank everyone for starting to follow because we are starting to pick up rapidly. So keep the word going out there. As Justin says, all we do is talk shit. We don't know what we're talking about, but clearly is interesting shit. So
Yeah,
keep
I would
following.
say 50% of the time it's interesting shit. The other 50% is just shit.
Hey, man, people like shit.
Yeah. And like Tyler said, there ain't nothing to do in the Falklands, so they ain't got anything better to do than sit on the dock or dock of the bay and go fishing and listen to some shit talk about a podcast. That's fine. So we're helping the world in a small little way. But Shakai is right. We are getting a little bit of a following. We are getting a lot of messages. So keep them up. We just want to help out and have everyone pull together. So. Wrapping up, I guess, as always, you can get us on Instagram, which is at island.talk. TORQUE, not talk as in shit talk, but talk as in like an engine talk. And we'd love to hear from you all, and we'd love to interact. And, Shakai and I we're not getting paid to do this, obviously, because it's not good enough to be paid for. It's just shit. But, you know, get us
Yep.
get us on Island Talk, and we'd love to hear from you. A website is in the works, so it's going to be every bit as shit as the podcast is. It's going to be, kind of like my 12-year-old son made it or something like that. But there is something coming along. And hopefully, we have heard again, friends in high places. I've got a friend in Hollywood that is a sound producer and is a sound guy. He keeps telling me that, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. So maybe next week we're going to be a little bit more professional. He wants to do a different recording method. He wants to use better sound. He wants to have better quality. We have a producer as of right now, but if he shows up and brings his cards to the table, that will be amazing. Shakai, we'll have to get you, I don't know, the next iPhone up to make you sound better.
Yeah, and I guess you would have to take me out of my teepee because we don't have houses in Bermuda.
I have heard that. How do you guys get around? Do you ride the birds around? I got asked if I used to ride a kangaroo to school.
Yeah, I have a couple goats.
I have got something for that, but I'm not going to say that and upset the missus. So, if you haven't got anything else, then until next time, wherever you are across the
I,
islands, keep riding, keep representing, keep uniting, and we'll catch you next week in the next round. We do want to say, and I think this comes from Shakai as well, I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but we do want everyone to just unite and just make this thing better and make the events better and get more people riding on the islands and have more fun. So, Shakai, do you want to wrap it
def,
up?
definitely. What Justin said is 100% not him putting words in my mouth. It's all about being positive and getting people to know that it's racing elsewhere other than or wherever it is. But at least we can get the results out. So if you can get us your information, we'll talk about it. And good night, Islands.
Yeah. Good night to everyone. The big audience. One thing I forgot to touch on, the big audience for the last podcast was, believe it or not, Chile. So motocross in Chile, they were definitely listening. We did have most listeners come from Bermuda and related islands, but the Falklands, they're obviously at a downfall because they don't have a lot of people. But Chile had thousands of listeners come in, so that's good to see everyone there, and we hope everyone's pulling together. It's good night from me and Shikai.
Good night from me as well.
All right, we'll catch everyone next week.